Have you ever seen people doing this on Instagram or TikTok? And have you found yourself wondering, what are they doing with that jump rope? They're not even jumping over it. Well, in this video, I'm going to break down what they're actually doing and, more importantly, why. But before I dive in, if you like watching videos about unconventional, creative, and fun exercises that will help you move better, promote longevity, and maybe even help you get out of pain, or even if you like just to understand the whys, the intentions behind such exercises, make sure to subscribe to this channel. All right, the rope flow has totally blown up in our facility and in the movement culture. Our clients enjoy it so much that they take the ropes on vacation. In fact, I just got back from Lake Como this summer, where I was in a botanical garden looking over Lake Como and just busting out some rope flows in pure workout bliss. Our clients have asked us even to take the rope flow and add it to our class schedule. In fact, there's a class going on right now on the other side of these walls where our coaches are taking them through a group rope flow class. They love it. It's an amazing tool that I would recommend to everyone. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what rope flow is, what the benefits are, and why we like it so much, and how we use it in our sessions. If you're looking for specific rope flow exercises to do, then click above here to watch our video on how we do exercises like the figure eight, like the matador, the dragon roll, and many others. So what is a rope flow? In a sense, well, it's a blend of two things. It's a blend of art and a blend of function. Just like an amazing athlete you see on a screen, juking here, going there, diving over the touchdown, or to get that touchdown, it's like, whoa, how'd they even do that? That was like elegantly, amazingly powerful. That's essentially what rope flow is. It's blending the art of movement, dance per se, and the functionality of it. And why is it called the flow? Well, it's a sequencing of different movement patterns into a seamless or non-stop progression, right? Just like any sort of athletic event is, or even a lifestyle event, right? Even taking groceries out of a car, carrying them, walking, kicking open the gate, walking up the stairs, hugging the side, typing in your code or your key into the front door, putting it down and walking in. That was a flow of exercises that were seamlessly put together into a progression to get a job done. That's what rope flow is. So what is it functional for per se? Well, again, this is just a tool. Like all fitness tools, we're trying to accomplish something to make our training and conditioning more effective and more efficient. So it really covers two really huge things. It improves our walking or our gait mechanics, and it improves our throwing mechanics. Now, even if you're someone who says, I don't really throw things out that often, well, throwing and reaching are very, very similar. And I bet you reach for things all the time, or certainly your clients do. And they definitely walked into your facility as a trainer and walked out. And as a client, you definitely have to walk places. So covering those two biomechanical functionalities is a massive, massive undertaking. And if only one tool can help those be more efficient and more effective or more functional, this is a game changer then. So it really has amazing benefits that we're going to talk about later in this video about what this single rope can do for your body. Well, how do we use it at our facility called Gymnazo? Well, there's a lot of different things that we can do, from warming up or priming the body, to movement assessments, to simple mobility practices, strength, and cardio. Well, let's start with the warm-up piece. Even taking this rope and any sort of strap even and just pulling on it, creating some active tension, we can create some upper body stability, or tension as we like to call it, and just start moving through different core patterns and just allow pushing and pressing and reaching and pulling with that simple tension or active tension being applied to it. Certain muscles start to get primed or get warmed up, or at least get neurological activation, that we can just start to move our body in different angulations and ranges of motion that allow us to prepare for a workout. So that's very, very simple. That's just pulling on the rope. That's just anything. But we can also take it just to create some certain momentum patterns, just even a whipping pattern. And I'm basically timing this rope with my hips to time the hip, to time the hip. And what I'm doing is I'm essentially getting rotation through my entire body just by using the rope as a timer to create momentum, and therefore joint mobility. So it's really that simple. There's way more that you can do with a warm-up, but that's just a few examples. What about assessments? Well, this is pretty cool because you can take a certain rope, and I'll use one that's much, much brighter and much shorter. And what we do with clients is if we want to assess their ability to rotate through their thoracic spine, we'll have them do an underhand rope. And with this underhand rope, I'm going to throw it directly at you. So 0 degrees in front of me. If I'm on a compass and you're in front of me, you're 0 degrees in front of me, excuse me. So I'm going to throw it right at you. Well, most people, at least coming in for assessment, they'll be unequal in their rotational capacity to the right and left. So watch what I'm about to do. Most people will do something like this. They'll throw right at you as they come from their right to their left, but then they'll go off of a 45 when they go the opposite direction. So they'll come right at you here on the right and then go at a 45 degree. Go at a 45 degree, and they don't even know that they're doing it. So what's really going on is I'm getting good rotation of my trunk from the right to the left, but I'm getting limited rotation of my trunk from the left to the right because I can only access 45 degrees versus get that clean 0 degree action, that clean 0 degree. So they're actually kind of scaving off to the side versus getting that clean approach on both ends. And we can see that as a movement practitioner and be like, they can't rotate the same on either side. They don't even know they're doing it because all they're doing is focusing on throwing that rope in an underhand pattern on either side. So it makes it very obvious for us as we practice seeing biomechanical movement patterns to start to break down different patterns. Now we can do that from different foot positions where we can start to say, well, how are the hips moving as I angulate in rotation through the upper body? And since rotation is such a massive piece of human biomechanical movement in general, the better we can assess rotation, because it really should be viewed from the top down to actually see it purely, the more we can view it in other means, it only makes our job easier as a movement practitioner. What about from the mobility side of things? Well, taking just a general rope, we're always looking at how we can create more movement potential or capacity in the human body. And let's just go after the thoracic spine, which we're so kyphotic in our nature at a desk or in just in movement because everything in life is in front of us. But if we overdo that, we create this kind of kyphotic or bent forward thoracic spine that brings posture in question, and I'll stop there, but it's hugely important that we correct that and create a better posture experience. So doing a motion like a dragon roll, for example, forces my body to extend backwards. Now, even though I might not have the cleanest motion or your client might not have the cleanest motion, if you don't want to get hit by this rope, you're going to have to extend through the thoracic spine, extend through the thoracic spine. So already just in that practice of trying to get that particular motion happening already creates the possibility of greater momentum and greater flexibility through that momentum into the thoracic spine. You can go through a split stance and start to create even a bigger whip. And as I lift to get that underhand throw, already creates better focus and extension through my hip. It's all about the intention, right? But all workout exercise tools are. It's how you use the tool that makes its intention the most powerful. What about strength? Well, if I can grab a heavier rope, let's say I grabbed literally a battle rope. This is a 2-inch rope that weighs about 5 pounds. And I start throwing this sucker around and making it move my core and my thoracic spine from a strength standpoint. Even if I go single leg and hold on, this is immense stability and immense strength as I have to manage the mass leverage of that 5 pounds under momentum is incredible. It's really incredible what it does. Now, is it deadlifting 200 pounds? No. But is gait about deadlifting 200 pounds? Is throwing about deadlifting 200 pounds? Not at all. It's applicable strength. And that's the best part about it. It fits into the function of life. What about the cardiovascular piece? Well, again, I'm going to take very similar and very basic patterns, an underhand, and I'm going to go through a split stance change, and I start cranking as fast as I can. And if I do this for a Tabata time clock, I can already feel the obliques. I can already feel, you can hear the breath coming. And I only did that for a few seconds. Do that for a minute. Again, because of the leverage and the momentous whip that this thing creates, our body has to manage that and still progress seamless movements. And my breath is catching up on me just in demonstrating that. Low impact cardio, even if I don't step, I just do through my upper body to create a cardiovascular experience that is driven from the upper body by not using an airdyne bike, by not using an elliptical, by not using the tools that are needed for boxing, a bag, gloves, even wraps, and you only need a rope. It's an amazing invention for those application pieces, and that's how we use them in Gymnazo. So what about different scenarios, right? I do group training. I do one-on-one training. What do you do? What do you participate in? Well, in one-on-one coaching, again, it helps us take people who need more mechanical leverage, more functionality just to produce better fitness outcomes. So if we can be in a one-on-one space and say, gosh, you know what? You just need to walk better. But really, they're just walking from their hips. They're not really getting through the thoracic spine. You just saw how I moved so much in a rotational pattern through my thoracic spine already. You can get a sense of how we can easily adapt that. And even from a client who's brand new to the space, I can take a very small rope, and like I said in the very beginning of the video, that we can just teach how they can rotate through it. We can teach how they can just shift their hips because they're just following the momentum of a rope. And even that shifting left and right, even that rotational from a left to right is huge in helping clients gain that awareness to their movement potential or the movement capacity. So one-on-one coaching, it's a no-brainer. In our group, how do we take it into a group setting? Well, I only showed you mostly like underhand throws, but there are so many other ways that we can progress movement, even changing our angulation, even adding locomotion to our rope flows. And like I said, we have a group class going on right now as I'm filming this. In a big circle, there's about 10 of them all adding this component to it. We change different ropes for different applications. We allow them to practice their own movement awareness and their own assessments because they can see where the rope's flowing. And the coach and the instructor is basically guiding them through that process. As they gain more skills, more ability to move with athleticism with the more complicated drills, but also just someone walks in fresh, just feeling what it's like to activate this spinal engine that as it connects to our rib cage and feeds into our hips and feeds into our hands is hugely powerful. It's an absolute win-win because it helps clients and offers us an additional revenue source for those trainers out there and those business owners to diversify your offerings from just basically a boot camp or fitness class. It's hugely effective. I highly recommend you start it. Rope flow is a versatile and functional tool to incorporate into your training. It just depends, again, what your intentions are and how you want to set those intentions for your athletes and for your clients. I highly recommend that you check out our rope flow course. There's a link in the description. It's 50 or so videos detailing each and every step of how you use that rope for the best of intentions for your clients and outcome for your facility. Please subscribe to this channel if you like this content, like this video, so it can share out to more trainers who are pushing the movement collective of what this industry is all about. Thanks for watching. My name is Michael Hughes, and I'll see you next time.